Dragons of the Singularity, Part 1, Embers of the Past. Chapter 4, The First Flight. The containment dome was never meant to hold a storm. It was engineered for control, for calibrated tests, for predictable outcomes, for science conducted under the illusion of mastery. But nothing about Alpha was predictable. The dragon had grown restless since the incident with the technician. Sedatives dulled its body, but not its mind. It paced within the dome, wings twitching against restraints, golden eyes narrowing at the machinery that bound it. Celine spent every spare moment watching from the observation chamber, anxiety gnawing at her. She had begun to sense its moods, subtle shifts in the resonance that pulsed through the dome. When it was calm, the air seemed lighter, charged with quiet anticipation. When it was agitated, every hair on her arm stood on end, as though electricity crackled invisibly around her. Tonight, the air was heavy.
Kieran, something's wrong.
He glanced up from the console, where he was still obsessing over the encrypted patterns in Alpha's genome. His expression tightened as he followed her gaze. The dragon was no longer pacing. It was still, too still. Its wings flexed slightly, membranes catching the floodlight glare, translucent veins glowing faintly like circuits. Then its eye opened. Celine's chest tightened. She felt it again, that intent pressing into her mind. Not words, a call. Open. The alarms began before she could speak. The first breach was subtle, a vibration in the scaffolding, bolts rattling loose. Then came the hum, deeper than before, rattling every panel and console in the dome. Screens scrambled into static. Instruments spiked red.
Energy surge. Containment grid destabilizing.
Alpha spread its wings. The sound was like canvas tearing, like thunder breaking against the earth. With a single flex, steel braces snapped like twigs. The dome shuddered as if the ground itself had shifted.
Sedation now.
Injectors hissed, pumping chemical streams into Alpha's bloodstream. The dragon roared, a sound that wasn't just noise but force, rattling bones, shattering glass, vibrating through every nerve. The sedatives boiled away in its veins, its glow intensifying until its body was outlined in living fire.
Grid at 70%, reinforcements failing.
Alpha lunged, chains snapped, gantries collapsed. The dragon's claws tore through scaffolding, scattering sparks. One great wing struck the dome wall, denting reinforced alloy.
It's going to break out.
It's not breaking out. It's leaving.
The dome's roof ruptured under the dragon's fury, shards of alloy raining down like knives. Floodlights exploded in showers of sparks. The Arctic night rushed in, icy wind, snow whipping through the breach, and then Alpha moved. It rose, wings beating once, twice, each stroke a thunderclap that shook the ground. The dome crumpled beneath the gale, tents and vehicles flipping like toys. People screamed, scrambling for cover as the dragon surged upward through the storm. Celine stumbled outside in time to see it break free of the ruins. Against the backdrop of auroras, the dragon was magnificent. Black scales glinting with molten light, wings unfurling wider than any aircraft, eyes blazing like suns. The world had imagined dragons in firelight, in medieval skies over castles and forests. None had imagined one soaring into the Arctic heavens beneath veils of green and violet auroras, plasma trailing from its wings like comet fire. For a moment, the camp fell silent, every face turned upward. Awe eclipsed fear. Humanity was seeing a dragon fly again. The silence broke with the scream of jet engines. 2 fighter aircraft streaked across the horizon, called from the nearest NATO outpost. Their wings glittered with frost, contrails slicing white scars across the auroral sky.
This is Falcon 1. Target in sight. Locking weapons.
No, don't. Do not engage. It's not hostile.
Her plea was drowned by the shriek of missiles firing. 2 streaks of light arced upward, homing on Alpha. The dragon twisted in midair, wings folding tight, body plummeting in a dive. The missiles overshot, exploding harmlessly in the upper atmosphere. Alpha flared its wings and shot upward, breaking the sound barrier with a thunderous crack. Plasma flared from its jaws, a searing beam that vaporized one jet's wing in a heartbeat. The pilot ejected, chute blossoming in the chaos. The second jet circled back, firing another salvo. Alpha banked hard, twisting with impossible agility for something its size. The missiles streaked past, detonating in harmless bursts of light. And then Alpha simply climbed, wings beating once, twice before it vanished into the clouds. The camp was chaos. Emergency crews pulled survivors from the wreckage of the dome. Soldiers shouted into radios, demanding reinforcements. Scientists argued, executives screamed, politicians barked orders from afar. Celine stood in the snow, her face turned upward, chest heaving. Kieran appeared beside her, breathless. Well, that settles it. The Age of Dragons is officially back. She rounded on him. Do you understand what you just saw? It wasn't an attack. It could have destroyed the entire camp, but it didn't. It defended itself. That's all. Kieran's grin was wild, exhilarated. It's more than that. It's free. Celine wanted to argue, but the words died on her tongue. Because deep down, she felt the same thing. Alpha hadn't escaped in rage. It had ascended. The world's reaction was immediate. Within hours, footage of the dragon soaring across the Arctic sky flooded every screen on Earth. The auroras painted its wings in fire, its roar echoing across satellite feeds, its silhouette etched against the stars. Governments declared states of emergency. Military forces scrambled to track it, their radars blind to its plasma-distorted signature. Religious leaders declared it a harbinger. Prophets spoke of renewal or destruction. Markets convulsed again. In the streets, people wept. Some in fear, some in wonder. For the first time in living memory, humanity looked up and saw something greater than itself. At the Greenland base, fallout was brutal.
This is exactly what I warned you about. We've unleashed a weapon we cannot control.
Containment failure was due to inadequate restraints. We adapt. We build stronger facilities. We recapture it.
Recapture? That thing melted a fighter jet midair. Do you honestly think a bigger cage will hold it?
You're both missing the point. It didn't destroy us when it could have. That wasn't an animal lashing out. That was intelligence. Choice.
Doctor, your sentimentality will get people killed. We either bring it down or someone else will.
And what if it's not meant to be brought down? What if it's meant to be understood?
The room erupted into argument, voices overlapping, no resolution in sight. But Celine knew one thing with certainty. Alpha wasn't gone. It was waiting. And when it returned, the world would never be the same. That night, Celine sat alone at the camp's edge, staring at the sky. The auroras rippled overhead, curtains of green fire dancing across the stars. She closed her eyes and let her breathing slow. For a long time, there was nothing but the wind. Then, faintly, at the edge of perception, she felt it. The resonance. A hum not of sound, but of thought. Her chest tightened as a single impression pressed into her mind, heavy as a heartbeat. Soon, her eyes snapped open. The sky above was empty, the stars cold and distant. But she knew. Alpha was still out there, watching, waiting, and it had only begun.